Today's tutorial is specifically about scheduled content. Scheduled items are things that you want the sign to do at a predetermined time, such as turning on and off, controlling the brightness, restarting. Some of these items I've covered on another tutorial. But this one we're going to talk specifically about scheduling content. There are many instances when you might want to schedule content to automate time-specific offers, such as happy hours, menu changes, or have messages coincide with arrival and departure times. You can schedule holiday greetings when you're not in the office, or you can pre-schedule stuff when you know that you're going on holidays. There are two main things to consider. The default message, which is the one that plays when there's nothing else scheduled to play, and the scheduled message or the scheduled messages. Scheduled messages will take precedence over any normal content or default message. Scheduled messages can be given a start time, an end time, and remember it's 24-hour format. They can be given a start date, an end date, and they can be told to run on specific days of the week. Multiple messages can be scheduled, and if there is a start and if there's any overlap on the start and end parameters, then the content will be merged for that period of time. So let's have a look at it. Okay, at the moment I have my default program, or my default program page is simply the clock. So I've got one item there and it's the clock. And that is what will be playing on my sign at the moment. Now, if we want to schedule some items, we can go into Setup, we go into Scheduled Items, and you'll see here that I've got two items here already scheduled, which are the on-off times of the screen. So I would add my other schedule items here. I'm just going to exit out for a second, and I'm just going to have a look at a few of the content programs I have. So if I go File and Open, you'll notice here that I've got four files. One is called Breakfast, one is called Lunch, one is called Dinner, and then Default. So Default is basically just my time, as I've shown you. Breakfast, if I open Breakfast up, you'll see that Breakfast has just got two pieces of simple text. One says Breakfast Menu, and the other page says Eggs and Bacon. Okay, if I open up the lunch menu, lunch just says lunch menu. If I open up the dinner menu, you'll notice that the dinner menu just says dinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule these to play at predetermined times. So I'm going to go into Setup, I'm going to go Scheduled Items, and I'm going to go Add. And Play Program is already there for me, so all I need to do is select a file, and I'll start with Breakfast, and I will start, well, my particular restaurant is open 24/7, so the time will be being displayed for those in those hours when nothing else is being scheduled. So I'm going to open at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I am going to run my breakfast menu until 10:30. And I'm not going to give it a date range because I want it to run unlimited, and I'm not going to give it specific days of the week. So I'm just going to go OK. So that will now play my, I'll move this over a little bit. Oops, I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger, and I don't think it's going to fit. Yeah, well, it's not going to fit, but you can see it's coming up with breakfast there. Okay, so I'm going to add another one, and this time I'm going to select a file, and it's going to be lunch, and open. So lunch is going to start from 10:30 through to, let's say, 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock would be 1700 hours. Okay. And we'll just OK that. And now then we're going to add one more, which is going to be our dinner. And dinner time is going to be from 5 o'clock through to 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock will be 20:00. Okay. So that's what it looks like from here. So my breakfast will be from 6 till 10:30. My lunch will be from 10:30 to 5. And then my dinner will be from 5 to 8 o'clock. Now, some other things that I could do, and by the way, when I send that, that will then go directly to the sign, and then the sign will start playing what's been scheduled. If there are any gaps in that, so if I go, let's say I made breakfast from 6 till 10, oops, I want to modify that, from 6 till 10. Now you can see we've got a half-hour gap. So breakfast will go from 6 till 10, but lunch won't start till 10:30. So what would happen in this particular instance is for 30 minutes, the default would play, which was just my clock. Now, if I wanted to do something like this, and I wanted to have my lunch and dinner menu both being displayed at the same time for a period, I could do this. I could modify that. I could make that go to 6 o'clock, which is 1800. Okay. So what we would find in this instance is that from 10:30 to 6 o'clock at night, we would have the lunch menu playing, but from 5 o'clock, you would actually, for that 1 hour where these two overlap, you would actually get both the lunch and dinner menus appearing. And then at 6 o'clock, the overlap would stop and the dinner menu would continue until 8 o'clock, when it would stop and the clock would begin again, assuming that the on-offs were set appropriately. At the moment, I would probably remove these two, delete, so that my restaurant could appear to be open, well, not open, but so my sign is running 24/7. So that's a quick example. So now what I would do is I would send this to my sign, and then once it's sent to the sign, as we said, I need to first of all tick it before we can send it. And once we send it, the sign will immediately start to do as scheduled. Okay, thanks for watching.